Hey, what's up YouTube? Today we got a very fun project today. Fluval was able to send us the FX6 along with their Bio FX high performance biomedia for me to go ahead and swap out my old filter on the 125 and get the FX6 on there. It's going to be a super fun project. There will be parts of this video that I will speak through, but I will be voicing over so you guys can follow along and see what each step I'm doing is. Alright guys, so step one when you're going to go ahead and change out a big canister filter is you're going to want to save that used media. It's going to have all your super beneficial bacteria that's going to regulate your tank and make sure you don't have any crazy spikes after you put that new filter on. So step one, we're going to rip this bad boy out and go ahead and put on the big bad FX6. Let's do it. I'm just going to go ahead and unplug the filter itself. I have a wave maker and a sponge filter in here. While I'm working on this filter, I'm just going to let the tank run so the fish don't get, stale in their own water. Got nothing good to say about this other filter. I got it for free when I got the tank, and I've been wanting to put an FX6 on here for months. So thank you, Fluval. I'm excited to do this. I just like dump out the water into a bucket so we can rinse off this media in established tank water so we don't kill off all the good bacteria in here. A lot of water in here. All drain. So what I like to do next is I'm going to go ahead and take this apart piece by piece, and I'm going to pick out some baskets of media to be transferring over into the new FX6. So let's get into it. Luckily, when I put this filter together, I already loaded it up with a lot of that Bio FX that Fluval sent us. So we're going to be able to mix that media up and have all one media, which will be really good. I also have some Fluval Clear Max, another great product by Fluval. Helps reduce the phosphates. If you don't have a super heavy planted tank, you really don't want those phosphates in there because algae would just go crazy off that. And the Fluval Clear Max packs take care of it. So we're definitely going to save those. For now, since we're probably not going to be installing this media into the FX6 for probably another 30-ish minutes, I'm going to keep the media I want to save in the filter water in this bucket just so we don't lose any of the bacteria. There it is. All that good Fluval FX. Nice and used. So what we're going to do, I'm going to keep this, put it into our old fish tank water there just so it stays alive. Got another tray of Fluval biomedia along with their pre-filter media. I think this is mainly meant for their smaller, the 207 series and up. I'm not going to be putting any of this into the FX6, so this tray I'm probably just going to get rid of. And there you go. Filter out. Next step, we're going to take out the inflow lily pipes, get that all out of the way for the FX6. Once we finish that, I'm probably going to give the glass a quick little rinse down, and then we'll unbox the FX6 and see what that beast looks like. Looks like we got the old ones out. Don't need these anymore. Alright, so it looks like we got filter media out. We got our basket preserved in the fish tank water, which will be good while we're setting up the new FX6. We got the old pipes taken out, which is good. Got those tossed, don't need those anymore. And yeah, let's crack straight into it. Alright, so we got the old filter off. Now it's time for the fun part. Let's get this big boy unboxed and go over some of it with you. I will be honest, this is the first time I have ever laid my hands on one of these FX6s, so we will be seeing all of this for the first time together. I have watched a couple videos on how to set this up. It seems pretty straightforward. I have 7 other Fluval canister filters, so pretty much most of the stuff is the same. This is just the biggest model of it. So let's open it up and see if we can have some fun. So excited. I've been wanting this for a long time. Looks like we got some tubing along with our outflow pipes, which look absolutely massive. You can direction them however you like, which is very, very nice. My goal with this filter is to take out my sponge filter and my wave maker and just rely on the force that this will provide us. So less stuff to work with, less stuff to clean, always good. What's in this big white box? Looks like we got all of our other hardware here. These are gonna be your tank clips right here. The one video I did watch, these are different than the 207, 307, 407. These little clips come off individually. And the video I watched said that some people just rip them off and it can break them pretty easily. So just look out for that. Take them off, set them off to the side. Ooh, it looks like they gave us some actual clamps. That is very good, so we can prevent any leaking. Really excited to try these out because these are not on the other canister filters I use. These are the quick release valves, which apparently make it way easier to clean and maintenance. Now the fun part. Dun, 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 dun. This is a beast. This thing is almost about as big as my whole chest. Where do we start? Try to take these tubes off. There we go. Looks like we get one giant tube like the other Fluvals give you. They give you enough so you can cut this in half and size it up to your tank however you see fit. What I do is I normally get my wife's help and I hold, let me see here, I hold these two parts right here and then just stretch it on out, cut on the opposite end. This is too long for my wingspan right there, so definitely have to get some help getting this cut. I will do that later. It's got that new filter smell. Absolutely love how this thing looks. I love that Fluval right there. Looks very, very cool. I love the black and red. Black and red is my favorite color, so Fluval, keep it up. So the only thing that's new to me on this, pretty much all of it, but this is something here on the bottom that is not found on all the other Fluvals. This is actually for quick and easy water changes. You can take this tube right here, plug it on into there, and easily drain your whole filter, or you could switch it to drain your whole entire tank and do a quick and easy water change, which is something I'm not used to and definitely excited to try out. To open up this bad boy, we have all these little notches right here. Hope you can see that all right. You want to loosen them all up and you just slide them down, just like so. Tube comes up and out. I just love Fluvals, they make it way easier. Set that down. All right, just some warning stuff, don't need that. So, if you can see, there are these two little red handles right here. This is how you're gonna get out your whole entire media tray. It's all one piece. We're just gonna lift up like so, set this aside for later, and we got our bucket. Just wanted to make sure you can see this. To get your buckets out, you gotta take this, set it down to the side there. Comes completely off, so don't worry. Set these off to the side, and you're gonna have 3 total trays. 3 of them. Do whatever you want with them. There's a lot of space in here. Fill it up with media, keep the sponges. Totally personal preference. Me personally, I like to leave all of these awesome Fluval sponges in here for your mechanical filtration, gets all those big particles out of there. And then I like to just fill it up with that Bio FX, put some carbon and some Clear Max up at the top, and we'll be in business. It looks like Fluval's gonna throw in some of their basic ceramic rings, which are fine for beginners, but Fluval sent us that new Bio FX media, which is all new and fancy, and we're gonna be using that. With these red trays, totally optional. All they do is allow you to separate out some media inside of here, but what I'm gonna be doing, I'm not gonna be using separate media, so I am just going to take all of this out, and I'm just gonna fill these up with that Bio FX just to get maximum filtration, maximum bio load, all that stuff, let the bacteria just build up in there. Also, it looks like they give us a little pad here. Probably I'm gonna use this, just gonna help keep things a little bit cleaner. That in there. They also give us, which I think is pretty cool, some media bags. These feel pretty cool actually, I've never seen these. So your little media bags, if you have some loose media you want to put into bags, like a Seachem Purigen, like some loose carbon, whatever you want. It looks like these are just some filter socks. Super cool. I might save these for another project that I'm working on. For now though, set these to the side. Let's get this all ready. So like I said, I'm not gonna use this top one right here or the red trace. Again, this is my opinion. You can do however you like. That's the beauty of these filters, is they give you so much room and options to do it just how you would like. But for now, in my purposes, we're gonna take both of them out and this pad out. All right, so step one, let's get these. I don't know if I'm gonna need this one. We'll hang on to it. This is Fluval's new biomedia, their newest biomedia, I should say. It's got a lot of pores in it, so it's different from their original biomedia rings, which have that big hole in it and just are ceramic. These are still gonna work great, but the new design on these is it gives you that super, super porous structure. All these little holes in here is where bacteria is gonna live, thrive, and colonize, and help you break down all your ammonia and your nitrate into nitrates. Super, super helpful. Let's get it loaded up. And give you some bags. Love them. Not a lot of companies do this. I'm gonna save this and use it for another filter. So, like any filter media, it will come a little dusty. I'm gonna pre-fill these up how I like, all the way up to the top. I'm gonna leave the top bin a little bit light on it because I am gonna be putting in that Carbon and Clear Max by Fluval just to help out with water polishing, clarity, and all that good stuff. But what we're gonna do, fill it up with this, bring it over to the sink, give it a little rinse, and it'll help not push all that dust and dirt into the aquarium. Almost forgot, we're gonna leave this one half full, and I'm gonna get my used biomedia from the old filter and put it in here and mix it up, just so we don't have any ammonia spikes, and we'll be smooth. Gets a little messy quickly. Okay, so we'll make this our bottom tray. Figuring it out as we go. I'm gonna go rinse these out and I'll be right back. All rinsed. So once these are all rinsed, we got our old biomedia here, which I'm definitely gonna use as long as one of those Clear Max pads. I got a new Fluval carbon pad that I'm gonna put in there as well, just to help, you know, just to help. Probably could have rinsed it. All right, now we're all rinsed up. Pop that in there. So what we're gonna do, remember, we left a little bit of room in here. We're gonna take some of our old biomedia, pop that in there. We're gonna take one of those Clear Max pads, and we're gonna put it in with our carbon pad right along right here. So as you can see, we got our two different types of media. You can obviously see in this one where that new media is and where the old media is. Perfect to mix it up like this. Again, just to keep that bio load under control. And then we got one of our Clear Max pads here. Nice and dirty, that's what we need. All right, so the next step is to be aware of how your water is gonna flow through your canister filter, because that's gonna affect where you're gonna want your chemical media, your fine filters, all that good stuff. And with this filter, the goal of it is to only break this thing down every month to even 6 months. You don't want to keep constantly taking this thing apart and disturbing all the biomedia in there. It's just not good for the cycle. So what we want to do is learn how this FX6 cycles its water. What I can tell on the inside here, it might be a little hard to see. It's like one of the gasket rings fell out. Good thing we caught that. I don't know if you can see it. There's a gasket ring on the inside of there that kept popping off every time I put it in there. Looks like it is still popped out again. Do that. So the way that this water flows, the way that it works is the water gets pushed in through this big motor right here, and it's actually, it spins around all of this. It goes up until it overflows into this top chamber and trickles down the center back into your aquarium. So the way that we want to handle this is different than the other Fluval series, because the way that they work is it goes through all those sponges, up through the bottom and out the top. This one comes in through the bottom, cycles around the top, and then overflows down the center. So how I'm gonna set this up is I'm gonna have my top one be my fine filter with my chemical, along with another filter in there. Idea behind this is you want to protect your biomedia from huge chunks of debris. You want to keep this as clean as possible. You don't want it getting gunked up. You don't want it getting just attacked by a bunch of debris and detritus. So the idea is to have this sponge here with our carbon with another sponge to catch all that before it hits our biomedia. So the way that I set this up, again, biomedia tray again, with our polishing on top. Boom, we're all set up. Super easy to match these up. You just want to match them up with the, obviously where the pipes are on the side. And get your handy dandy red things again. Small ones go at the bottom. First time doing this filter, not that bad. Make sure everything's padded down. You're not really pressured for time, but you are on a time crunch. Once your old biomedia gets out of that water and is exposed to air, it does not last very long not being in air. It's just like a fish. Take the fish out of the water, it's not gonna last very long. Same with your biomedia. So let's get this going, get it back into the filter, figure out how to prime it up. Hopefully we'll be good to go. Okay, it's good to me. This guy's gonna go here. Make sure it fits good. All right, looks like we installed everything right, which is good. Let's figure out our plumbing. So an important step is this filter does not have a self-priming feature. Well, it kind of does. First thing you need to do to help it prime is to fill it about halfway, 3/4 of the way up. And then once it has that much water in it, the motor and the chip can actually do the rest of the priming. It actually has a smart priming system that what it does is once you get everything plugged in and you plug it in, it'll start sucking in all the water. Once it notices that the filter's full, it'll turn off and let all the air push through the filter. Once it knows the air is out, the filter will turn on and you're in business. So what I got here, some water that I dechlorinated. Don't want to kill off that biomedia. And we're gonna pour it down the open side, not in this one. What this is gonna do is just build up in this pipe because this is your outflow. What we wanna do is pour it into the filter. So yeah, let's do it. All right, so it looks like we actually got it where we need it, which is good. I'm gonna throw the cap on it, figure out the plumbing, and we'll get it powered on. Ooh, I forgot, I'm also gonna add some beneficial bacteria into here just to help push everything along. Personal favorite, Fritz 97. Not as strong as the Turbo Start, but this does do the job. Just gonna pour it again right down in here. Don't want to pour it into the outflow because I know it'll just get pushed right in here. We want it to circle in with the aquarium. I think 3 capfuls should be enough, probably more than enough. Just doing a final check of all the gaskets and seals. Definitely don't want this popping out while it's cycling a massive tank. That would be a little bit of a mess. So you want to line it up with our little twisty knobs here. And from the video that I watched earlier about this, they recommended tightening these down opposite ends. Don't just go in a line like that. You want to get it threaded properly. So let's start screwing. Doesn't need to be death gripped either, just tight enough. Seems tight to me. Next thing we're gonna do is get our little quick releases on, and I believe you just pop them down like so. That's pretty nifty. So it looks like there's flow adjusters on here too, which is pretty neat. These big red levers adjust the flow, which is cool. I like it. Now, to figure out how we want to do this next part, telescopic arm, which is cool. And got our little flow thing. I think what I'm going to do is just do what I did last time. I'm going to put both the inflow and outflow over in this corner just so it can shoot along that side and over in the front, and it can kind of give them that river flow feel, I guess. And if I need to adjust it later, we can adjust Lamps do not want to fit over the rim of this tank. So I don't think it's going to be an issue. It's just not going to look as nice as intended by Fluval. Not super worried about it. I'm going to figure out how to suction cup it or figure out how to get it in there and look nice. Right now what I'm trying to do is get my hoses plugged into the bottom here, and I'm going to put one of those, I don't know what you call these, metal clampy thingies. I think that's the proper term for it. You just use a little flathead here, put it over the side that's on the filter right here, tighten it up, not super tight because you will crack this plastic right here, tight enough that it's nice and snug. So yeah, let's get that done. Well, imagine that. You read the instructions, you figure out how to put the connectors on. Interesting. Instructions actually helping out. It's a first for me. I'm sure it's a first for you guys. Shocking, I know. But yeah, let's keep moving along here and we'll get this thing going. Thanks, Fluval, for the instructions. Sorry I didn't read it first. Alrighty guys, we got everything plugged in, tightened up, in place. We double checked our valves here. We got them in the open position. We have the drain back here in the closed position. And to begin the automatic priming process, it looks like we just plug it on in and it'll fill up for 1 minute and then it'll shut off for 2 minutes while it evacuates all the air from the filter, and then it should power on. Fingers crossed we don't have any leaks here. Let's get it all plugged in. Definitely a loud noise. Lots of that air getting out of there. Priming up right now. Sounds like it's filling with water right now. All right, I'm gonna let it do its thing and we'll come back when it's all up and running. All right guys, got everything plugged in, hooked up, looking good. First impressions, I noticed it kicked up a lot of the ground detritus, which was really, really nice. My other filter I don't think had enough flow to be able to cycle everything that was on the ground there. So that was really, really nice to see right off the bat. A little cloudy after I did my glass clean, scraped the rocks off a little bit. But we'll check back tomorrow and see how everything looks. Alright guys, it's now the next day. It looks like everything in the tank has settled down and that FX6 has just cleaned this water perfectly overnight. I really like the flow. I love the intake. It's impressively quiet for how much water this thing pushes. And man, look how happy those fish look. Thank you guys for watching this video. Definitely recommend picking up one of these FX6s or any Fluval filter if you need that high quality filtration.